Over here, I've pre-built a file in Fusion 360 that will be able to go through the generative design process. If you take away the obstacle material, here you can see if the starting object. The starting object basically tells you what to start with to help through the generative design process. Click back onto the green. Here's the preserved geometry. This is the stuff that I want to keep after the design, so it'll keep it when it's there. And if I click back onto the observed obstacle geometry, here we have is the obstacles in which the generative design process can't touch. It's got to work around these to come up with the required outcome. If I take this back off, you can see here I've applied a couple of loads. These are basically so when someone's sitting down or pushing, or to take it to the left, to the right, and they've just got to set up for the generative design process. If I go on, and we can have a quick look before it goes through the whole process. Next, we have the full outcomes that the generative design process managed to accumulate through some super duper fancy equipment. And here we have like the perfect outcome that it's managed to accumulate. It's made out of titanium. It's super lightweight compared to a normal truck. If I rotate around here, you'll be able to get a better look of what it looks like. If I rotate a little bit more, you'll be able to see the whole preserved geometry that was left over from the previous design before we put it in. And if I scroll it all back, we'll be able to see the first iteration. Here we go, as it goes through the kind of process. Here's number 2, starting to get a little bit more of a form. 4, it's gone a little bit chunky here. Number 5, it's starting to get there. 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go, and this is it coming up to full iteration number 7. As you can see, it's kind of gone through the whole stages. We can also have a look at the stress view. We can see there's no high intense stress in any of the objects or the parts. Everything seems to be below or at the minimum requirements of the safety factor, which is 2, which is pretty cool. Just going back to the original design in Fusion 360, you can see this is what the original truck was looking like in regards to the kind of size and the mass, weight it was kind of holding. If I scroll up and I just hide that for a second and I come back down and I turn on to the generative design one, you can see how much material has been taken away in the kind of cool kind of forms that have managed to be made through the whole generative design process. And like I say again, there's no effect on performance or weight. The weight's obviously lighter, there's no performance on the kind of mass. The mass is coming right down. Overall, it's just looks way cooler and it works a lot better. It's a lot lighter. So it's a cool kind of concept. As you can see here, you can see I pulled that and taken it into Keyshot to show the kind of what it would look like in the real world. And showing like the titanium of the whole thing. Here I've managed to put it onto a truck with some wheels to give it like a full kind of depth of what it will be like on the whole situation. I've kind of like here pulled it back to have a better look of the understanding of the object to see comparison. And the last one here is with the two things that would be attached onto a skateboard. And overall, the whole generative design process has really helped with my project, as it's based around creating compact, lightweight objects that can be used in the real world. And basically, that's what generative design does. So I've managed to put it all in. I've managed to learn how to use the software and use it basically effectively for my project. And overall, it's been a really good learning curve and something that I will definitely use in the future. So that concludes the whole generative design process. Overall, it went very well, although there was some hiccups along the way, but in the end, I think it turned out pretty well. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed.